Okay, so let's continue with this wonderful project. This is a plumbing project. I'm gonna take it. I started from the beginning. So what I'm gonna do is take it as far as I can based on my knowledge of doing this kind of work. This is what I'm looking at now is I'm on the first floor because you're building, you are building from the bottom up. And so I'm in the basement, and what I'm trying to do is trying to figure out the best way to bring the drainage down to the basement area. Okay, so there are, let's see if I can go all the way up. So you can go all the way up. Let me change this. Maybe one? Nope. Let's do another one. 130? Yeah, that's too much. 1 inch. Yeah, that's probably good. Let me go back. Let me stop being lazy. I think I want to do this one. Okay. So you can go all the way up the parapet. There is a green roof hardscape. That's the top of it. So from the bottom, here's the parking area. Okay. So what I'm seeing, starting at level 3, this is level 3. Starting at level 3, there's a toilet area. This toilet area is on the 3rd level. This is the 3rd level, starting at 3rd level, and 4th level, and the 5th level. So what I'm trying to do, I need to make a riser coming down. So what I want to stress is when you get your architect's model, you have to study it, okay, and to figure out what's the best way to do whatever you need to do. However you need to do that, because based on looking at my architect's model, I could see that there was a toilet area here. And so when I go up to the next floors, let's go up to 4. So this is level 4, and level 4 has the same, and we go up to 5, that's 3, 4, 5. So I can see that I can get inside this wall space. I think that's concrete. Let's do this. Can I do hidden line? Yeah, see the texture here? This is all concrete. Okay, and let's see if I choose this, if I tab here, I'm gonna bring in my properties, and you can see that it's telling me that it is core concrete. Okay, it's a 12-inch thick concrete wall. So I'm not going to go back into that, meaning it's behind this toilet area. Now, on the other hand, what do we got here? I'm going to tab. Let's make this active and then tab over. And we can see that it is a 6 5/8 inches metal stud wall. Now that's more practical, okay? So looking at this, I can see that my riser can be in here. And with 1, 2, 3 toilets, I can get away with a 3-inch drainage. So let's do PI and come down here. Let's look at this properties. As sanitary, it's a 6-inch. I'm going to change it to a 3-inch. Okay. And then move it over. Let's move it over here. Let's go back into this. Let's do 3. Okay. Let's do 4. Okay. So now if I move it over, I can see that that 3-inch is going to fit into when I get ready to drain this toilet area. So everything is going to drain here because I know that I can create my riser. That's a 3-inch. Okay. So my riser can go all the way down. That's 3. All the way through, you see? And when I get here, at this point, which that's block 35, which is the level up right above the parking area. Okay, so that's going to be a riser, and when I get down to the parking area, right above it is 635. So here, so I can use this riser as part of the drainage for my level block 35, okay? So it's always good to study your architect's drawing. Where's 3? Okay, 3, okay. So when I do look at my plumbing, let's look at section 3. Go to my plumbing on section 3. This is my water closet, and it is so wall hung. And what I noticed about this particular project, this project has a plumbing model connected to it. Let me turn that on. So when I do VV and look at my links and look at my plumbing link, which has been incorporated as part of these 4 links, I can use the plumbing model. I'm using the plumbing model as a guide, but I'm not using it as an absolute, okay? So what they've done is the plumbing model has used a toilet that is wall hung, but the plumbing connection is as if the toilet was a floor mounted toilet, okay? So I'm going to assume that instead of it being wall hung, I'm going to put a floor mounted toilet here. Okay. So there was a little bit of a confusion, it looks like, between the plumbing and what they were trying to do in terms of how it was going to be drained. Okay. Because they are using as if it was a floor-mounted toilet instead of a wall-mounted. Because the wall-mounted is going to go back into the wall. Floor-mounted toilet is going to go down into the floor and then drain, as you can see. Okay, so this is part of the linked plumbing model. But I use it as a guide. I don't use it as an absolute value. Okay, because I want to do this on how I see it, okay? Because you know how the saying goes, if you ask 10 engineers to design a circle, you're going to get 10 different answers. Okay, so I'm going to assume that it is a floor-mounted lavatory, okay? So as I go along with this project, you'll see that I'm gonna, well, you know what, let me just do that. Let me bring this over this project browser. And the good thing about this project browser and what Autodesk has done is that now in Revit you can search as a search bar, and if I say tank, Tank, so it's going to go to, let's go here. Oh, that didn't work. I can say water closet. Okay, so that's how it shows it. And I think I have to go back to the project browser in order to make that work. What happened? Huh. I don't know why it does that. I don't know. Revit has some things that it does that I don't understand some of the things that it does, and other times it does. Most of 90% of the time it does pretty good. But if I choose, now this is the flush tank that I'm looking for. So if I say flush up here, okay, and then go back here, okay. So let's try that again. I'm going to go over the search in terms of what Revit can do. So if I say flush, okay, so it goes to all of these, water closet, private, and I don't think, can I drag one of these over? I think I'm getting the wrong one. I want a tank, not a flush tank. I want a tank. Oh my God. Not a flush tank. Oh. I am spacing out here. Where is it? Okay, so yeah, that one got by me. So I was thinking correct. The other thing I was thinking was flush valve, and I couldn't for the life of me bring that into focus in my mind. But what I was thinking of was that I didn't need a flush tank. I needed that other one, which wasn't the case. I need the flush tank. The one that I wasn't thinking of, which I shouldn't have been thinking about, was the flush valve. And usually the wall-hung water closets are on the flush valve and not a flush tank. So I'm looking for this flush tank here, okay? So I can bring it in and just kind of put it right there, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is keep it in line with what the architect has. So we modify, and let's move this back over so we have some room to see, or we call it real estate. Let's do a line one to the other. And what I want to do is I want to pin that, okay? So now when I go to and to avoid confusion, it's always a good idea. Once you've copied all of your, where the architect wants his appliances or his plumbing fixtures, you can go in and, let's go back. You can go in and turn those off, okay? So go here. I'm gonna type PL because I'm lazy. I didn't feel like scrolling down. I'll say okay to that, I'll say okay to that, and the two, or all of them, will go away, okay? So I'm gonna undo that and bring in, this is a clinical sink. So I'm going to go back and get my clinical sync. It is somewhere in, let's go, okay, well, I can get that later, but okay, so now that we have our view established, and we can see it here, and it's I'm gonna turn off, let's turn off the plumbing again. Okay, we have to customize it. And so we can type PL in this view and turn off the plumbing fixtures, okay? That's gonna be the plumbing fixture from the linked. Okay, kind of cleans it up a little bit. So now what you can do, you go here, and you come down at a 3-inch. You have to make sure that your pipe type, let me bring this over again. Your pipe type is drain, waste, vent, and your system type is sanitary sewer, okay? So you have that. Let's go back over here. Let's look at this, okay? So you come here, and you have to make sure that it's in line. And the way you do that is a lot of times you're going to be using construction lines. And a construction line meaning you want to have your pipes lined up next to each other. And I'm bringing this on this side because I don't want it to overlap when I look at the plan view, okay? So let me show you. In plan view, it's going to look like this. Where is it? Okay, so in plan view, let me bring it up some because it doesn't look like it's, let me bring this up and then go to 3, okay. And what's happening here is a view range problem, okay, because you can't see the, let me go back. Section 3. I can go here. It might be out of view. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's go here. This is a lot. But as you get, these are just problems that's going to happen. These are the decisions you're going to be making when you're in the office. Everything is not going to be the way it is on YouTube and how everything's all nice and polished. And everything just works like clockwork. You know, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, like tick, you know, like clockwork. That's what that means. So this looks like it's I should have something better to do. But as you go through this, now you see that my pipe is not showing up. And it has to do with looks like it's going to be a view range issue. And so looking at this, I may need to come down. It's probably going to say 0, 0 at 11.3, okay? This is 11.3, and I need to go below depth to look at this, okay? So I want to get at least, let me turn off the section, the linked model. So I want to go below so I can get all of the pipe. And if I go below and go back up to that level, I can see that I need at least a -1.3, okay? -1 foot 3 inches. Now let's go back, okay? So we are going to highlight the level, section 3. This is section 3. And we're going to go down to where the view range is. So let's see what it says. Okay. So we're going to view depth level 3. We want that to be -1 space. I like to use 1 space 3. Okay. and apply, and say okay. Okay. Now you can see as we go view depth -1.3, this pipe is going to appear because we're asking Revit to let me see at a -1.3 below level 3, okay? So, okay, that's a fixture, light fixture. Anyway, okay, so I can get to that later. So after doing that, go back to your view, go back to your plumbing, okay, and you want to, the toilet is fixed, okay, so you want that to be your primary alignment pipe, okay? So you want to align the first pipe with the second pipe, okay? And now that you've gotten that out of the way, you can go back and go here, go here, go here, and delete. And I'm gonna go back and trim or fillet these two. Okay, I can go here, keep the integrity because I'm gonna just use the minus sign. And from here, you can go here and just say yes. And of course, this is gonna be, I don't like to get into the types of fittings because I don't wanna, it's not so much of a plumbing type course. It's more, Revit is the primary course that I'm going over. I'm not teaching plumbing, but if it happens, if I see something that's obvious like this, okay, and you don't want to have that type of fitting, okay, you want a reducing sanitary tee here, okay. So that I do know as an absolute matter of fact. That's the only time that I'm gonna say anything about plumbing is if I am absolutely sure about it, okay? Because it's not a plumbing course. I'm only gonna touch on what I know. Just like I'm not gonna bring up Navisworks on this computer and say this is what's gonna work. That's because I don't know a whole lot about it, okay? So, but what I do know about plumbing, I will say something. Other than that, for me, it's more Revit is my primary reason that I'm showing this information, how to use Revit and not how to engineer a plumbing system, okay? So I think that I'm gonna stop here, but my main reason was to study, and you can see that this is going to be a tag. Let's do this. This annotate tag. Annotate. I can go free in leader. So that's what it's going to show up. It's going to say 3-inch sanitary sewer, and I can add text to this. I can say just up, okay, and just kind of smooth it over here like this. And the good thing about these, there's tags and smart. I would call this a smart tag, okay. Because if I change this to another size, it's gonna adjust and make the necessary corrections, okay? And so I'm gonna keep it here. And on the other hand, this is what is called in industry dumb takes. But there's more. There's a lot of dumb text around. So this is called a smart tag, and this is dumb text. Okay. So, but I hope both of them get us to the same place, which is 100% construction documents. Okay, so, but yeah, you use this up, and sometimes it can be up, sometimes that's it's just gonna change, up, down, sometimes it's gonna be up and down, which will be the case when I look at it on section 3, right? When I go to section 3, this tag, I go to annotate tag, this 3-inch sanitary sewer tag, okay? Now look at this text is going to be up and down, okay? So you're just letting the person who's reading these drawings to let them know, to give them a path, okay, of what's going on, okay? So you are going to constantly be documenting your drawings, okay? There's a floor drain here. I may move it over here. That's going to be in line with this, where I can bring this out. Floor drain is going to be here, and I can just bring the floor drain in back of this. Okay, that's going to be a 3-inch, and with that being a vertical to a horizontal, that fitting changes. Okay, that fitting is where is it? Combination. Okay, that's going to be a combination here. So you got a combination and sanitary T. A combination is when you're going from vertical to horizontal, or horizontal to horizontal, or those two conditions, I think, from what I understand. I'm no expert, but from what I understand, when you're going from a vertical to a horizontal, or from horizontal to horizontal, you make that type of fitting. But if you're going from horizontal to vertical, you make this type of fitting, the sanitary T. Okay. So I am going to stop here. Let's go back to my, okay. So I'm going to stop here, guys. I hope that helped, and I will talk to you guys later.